Hello, here we are in the Division of Political History storage area, and we pulled out a few of our objects related to John F. Kennedy and the 1960 campaign. One of the things that Kennedy thought he needed to do was get his name before the public. And they would paste wherever they could the Kennedy name in the campaign. And this was very classic of campaigns of this era. It's all about getting a very simple message across that the nation is for Kennedy. So the more you could put these things out, you create this effect. Another approach that they did, especially at the convention, is they always had their supporters wearing these plastic hats. They were passed out during the convention. They were also worn at every rally, and they're just this sort of modern plastic hat. And they're modeled after the more traditional straw hat that people were used to seeing during campaigns and passed out. Whenever they could find a way of incorporating the PT 109 into their campaign material or their story, they did. And, on one sense, on the simpler sense, they just passed out these little clips. And then, of course, for the real avid Kennedy supporter, there's the larger plastic floating PT 109. Sort of new kind of technique at the time. And, it's still true of campaign novelties today, where everybody's looking for that slightly new and different novelty that just encourages people to pay attention to it.
The campaigns would rather have 100 people wearing a button for your candidate, than watching a commercial. The coffee cup was given out to people to encourage television watching parties. And there was a special morning program that was called Coffee with Senator and Mrs. Kennedy. The bumper sticker is viewed by some as an extension of the home, when you're putting something on your car or not. And it's similar in construction and concept to the pinback button. In other words, you're trying to blanket the area with the candidate's name to create this aura of just invincibility or inevitability.
Television is really new, and so it's really an era in which there's a great deal of change between. It's also a time in which, you would go into a campaign headquarters or go to a rally, and they would give all this material away. And the idea is if they could create this effect that all the cars that are driving around have a Kennedy bumper sticker on their bumper, or people are wearing campaign buttons, on the street, that it creates this effect that everybody is considering and turning to Kennedy, and that's how elections were often managed. It's that very careful manipulation and use of media that really characterizes this campaign. Also need to remember that this is one of the closest campaigns in American history. And so you have two candidates that were vying, both, really very close in terms of the election. There wasn't a dominant candidate from either party running at that time. And so by the night of the election, people just waited for that really narrow victory that Kennedy